Hi, so my name is Ellen. This is my first video that I'm making for this makeup YouTube channel. And it's going to be an eyeshadow palette collection video. I have a lot of eyeshadows, so bear with me while we get through this. I'm going to switch angles so you can see things better. But yeah, let's get into this. Alright, so here's an angle change so my face isn't so much in the video because we're just going to use palette space. So we're going to try and go by brand. If I mess up a little bit, Ooh. Sorry, I have a new thing here. Let's start with Melt. Melt is one of my favorite indie brands. So first up I have the Impulsive palette by Melt. I have mixed feelings about this one. I love Melt, but this is probably the one palette I think is a dud. Next up I have the Radioactive palette. Oop, blinding you with ring light. That's a little bright, isn't it? That a little better? That's a little better. Yeah, move on up. And I have the Smoke Sessions palette. Boop. There you are. Next I have Gemini. I adore this one. I have 420. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this. And then my two absolute favorites are Muerte and Vita. Next up we have my Colored Rain palettes. This is the Colored Rain Vivid Pigments. This is one of my favorite rainbow palettes. I use this all the time. I do a lot of rainbow eyes with this. I'm huge on colorful makeup, so like if you like color and like bright makeup, here's the place for you. I also go to a lot of like raves, obviously right now because we're in COVID, but I do a lot of like fun festival show makeup too. This is the Safari Rain. Ooh, blinding you with the gold. This is Queen of Hearts. Again, blinding you with the gold. And my newest addition to my rain collection is the Juicy Boost, which I haven't fully decided how I feel about this one yet. The shimmers, however, are fantastic. The mattes I'm still playing with to see what I think. Next up is Dose of Colors. So first I have like all the 5-pan little ones. Cutting Edge, Marvelous Mauves, Blushing Berries, Sassy Siennas, Pretty Cool, Bake Browns, and Smoky Soiree. These, except for the two newer ones, I pair with a lot of like single shadows and pressed shadows and things like that that are super like duochrome, multichrome, because it's a perfect like array of mattes. I also have the Desi and Katie Friendcation palette. Ignore all the black. I write shade names on the front of things because I don't like having to look at the back. Next up I have the Ice Cream palette. This palette has my Divina singles and then a random ColourPop Super Shock shadow. But these are my Divina multi-chromes. I'm trying to like shift them in the light so you can kind of see the color shifts. And then this is just a random Super Shock shadow. I have one Natasha Denona palette, and it is the Metropolis palette, and I'm obsessed with this palette. I think it is one of the most beautiful things ever. It brings me so much joy. I also have one Pat McGrath palette. This is Mothership 5. And I adore this one as well. This red is everything you could ever want. So we're gonna talk about some more indie makeup. Indie makeup is also one of my favorite things in the world. So I have the Nomad Orient Express palette. Love this one. And I have the Nomad Tokyo Harajuku palette as well. These shimmers are phenomenal. Like, I'm gonna try not to swatch because I have a fuck ton of makeup to get through, but like, oof, so good. Next, I have the Menagerie Cosmetics Feral palette. Now, I did manage to catch the Menagerie restock, so I do have the rest of them except for the blush palette, I think, coming. Then I have from Beauty Bay the Me, Myself, and Mitchell palette. This one is fantastic. I love it. I'm sad they're discontinuing it because I think, like, if you're not super into makeup, you could easily get this palette and do so many crazy things. Next up, I have the Carnival XL Pro from Be Perfect Cosmetics. I did order the Carnival 3. That one is on its way to me right now. I should be getting it Friday. I had some problems with shipping. I ordered it at the pre-sale a long time ago, but here we are. This palette's gorgeous. Love it. Absolutely phenomenal. Next up, one of my favorite brands is Kaleidos. So here is the Escape Pod palette from them that just came out earlier this summer. Absolutely beautiful. I also have all of the Futurism small palettes. This is the green one, Sci-Fi Green, Cyber Bronze, Astro Pink. This is my favorite one. Again, I'm trying not to do too many swatches, but like, the actual fuck is that color? Then I have the VR Neon, and the Electro Turquoise. Next up, I have Give Me Glow, one of my favorite eyeshadows as well. This is the Juicy Olive. Vintage Rose. So I love to use this color as blush a lot. And I have these Summer Vibes. I also have some Odin's Eye. I have the new Elva 2 coming out, but right now I have this Soulmane. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, and it's a Swedish indie brand. The Elva. I heard about Odin's Eye through one of my favorite creators named Angelica. I can link her down below, check her out. She's great. I have some Ace Beauty, however you want to say it. I have the Nostalgia palette. And then I have the Oceanic palette. I've been wearing this one a lot lately. From Max Up the Makeup now, I have the Flower Child. And the Sweater Weather. I only have one Lunar Beauty, and it is the Moonspell, because the packaging, like, please. That was what sent me over the edge in getting this one. The next round of palettes I have are things that I have like one of. I might not have more than one of the brand. So it's a lot of indie, a lot of brands I've been getting into. This is Makeup Addiction Cosmetics, the Meadow palette. Next, I have one from Cara Beauty, a brand I recently heard about through another smaller YouTuber who I can't remember who was talking about it, but this is the Free Spirit Wild Heart palette. They're really cute. They open like this, and the quality is actually fantastic. So if you have not checked out Cara Beauty before, give these a try. Affordable price, great product. One of my newest palettes that I've been obsessed with, I've worn it like every day this last week, is the Poppy Cosmetics Neon Drip palette. This to me is just so gorgeous. I'm obsessed with neons. Like I said, I do a lot of rave makeup and stuff. And then I also just wear it to work, because let's be real, all I do is go to work right now. But I wear a lot of neons, and I adore this one. Next, from what used to be Strobe Cosmetics, but it's now Shroud Cosmetics, the Creepy Cute palette. This is one of my all-time favorite pastel palettes. I think it just performs so well. Next is the Alamar Cosmetics Reina del Caribe. And the Glamlight Cake palette. I was going to pass on this one, and I finally broke down and got it. And I love it. I think it is absolutely stunning. I hate the packaging. I hate gimmicky packaging. I hate bulky packaging. If I could figure out a way to safely depot this and not break anything, I would. But it's cute. It is cute, but I hate it for like storage and all the other kind of purposes like that. A couple palettes that I forgot to mention in their category is the Melt Cosmetics Rust Stack. If I can make it do the thing. Here we go. Rust Stack. I adore this. I used to wear the crap out of this one. This is the shade that made me fall in love with mustards, as you can tell. I love a good mustard. And then mentioned with the random indie ones that know where to put it, I have the Midas Cosmetics Lemonade palette. Ooh, that's bright. I'm still figuring out lighting. This is gonna be very bright, I'm sorry. Okay, so some more indie. I have the Pinky Rose Exotic Peacock. Looks like that. And then I have the 80s Baby from Pinky Rose. From Juvia's Place, I have the Tribe. Yes, this is my favorite one from Juvia's. I adore the color story. I think it's gorgeous. And then I have the Masquerade Mini. This is my first Juvia's Place palette. I have decluttered a couple extra Juvia's Place palettes that I didn't love, but these are the ones I'm super into. Next, let's talk about Too Faced, because I used to work at Ulta back in the day. So I used to really love Too Faced. I've gotten more into the indie side of makeup, so I still have some bigger brands that I've had for a while that I don't necessarily wear as much. But anyway, so here is the Peanut Butter and Jelly palette. I have the Sparkling Pineapple. I do really love this one. These two colors are everything. This one is the Papaya Pop. I bought this one because it was on sale a couple months ago at Ulta, and I really have not played with it that much yet, but I really loved the mustard and purple shade on the end. This is the Razzle Dazzle Berry. These ones are so reflective. I'm trying my best not to like blind everyone. Then I have the Sweet Peach palette. This broke the internet when it came out. I had to have it. It was like a cult obsession thing. Next I have the Gingerbread. This is probably my favorite neutral palette. I don't do neutral eyes a lot, but when I do, this tends to be one that I reach for. And then I got this as a gift from a very good friend of mine. This is the Clover palette. Looks like that. It's cute. It's kind of cool toned over here. Gets a little warmer over here. I do like it. I just don't wear it that much. Next up is BH Cosmetics, who have really been stepping up their game lately. This is the Mimosa palette. I saw Makeup Missa or Melissa talk about this and do a look, and I wasn't gonna get it, and she convinced me to because the look she made was stunning. I will link her down below as well. This is the Toasted Avocado. It was the partner palette to this one. It was on sale. I wanted it. We're trying it. Next up are the Sweet Shop palettes. This is the Cherry on Top. This one is Cotton Candy. Bubblegum. And Orange Sorbet. Next up is ColourPop. This is the Yes Please palette. A Flutter. The Butter Me Up. And this is the Sailor Moon one, because I used to be obsessed with Sailor Moon, so I had to get this. I do love it. I think it's great. I think it sometimes needs a companion palette to do a full look. It's with depth and everything, but I do think it's adorable. And then I have a bunch of the 9-pan palettes. This is Miss Bliss. Ooh, these ones are gonna be hard to show. Aura and Out. Honey. Main Squeeze. This is probably my least favorite one. As much as I love red eyeshadows, I just feel like this one was a little lacking for me. In a Trance. This is the Just My Luck. This is probably my favorite one because of this middle shade in Mary Jane is amazing. And this is the It's My Pleasure. Next up, I have a couple of Revolution, I Heart Revolution, all the brands, whatever they're involved in. This is the Soph Extra Spice. This one is the Forever Flawless Birds of Paradise. And then I have the Patricia Bright Rich in Color. Next, let's talk about a couple Morphe ones. I have the Morphe and Jeffree Star. You will see some Jeffree Star in this video, however, I no longer support him. So any like looks and things I do, I will not be using any of these palettes. This is Icy Fantasy, the 35i. This one got some bad reviews, but I have loved everything I've done with it. The OG Jekyll and, not the OG Jekyll and Hill, this is the second one she came out with, but the OG of like this packaging, Sheena, whatever, Jekyll and Hill. And then I have the Dare to Create 39A. This one's huge, but it was a Christmas gift from my best friend, and I love it for neutrals because it has everything I need to deepen up a neutral look. Next up, let's talk about Maybe Cosmetics. I have the Take Me to Santorini, Take Me to Hong Kong, Take Me to Tokyo, and the Take Me to Paris. Then back into some mainstream, I have some Huda. So I have the Neons. This is the orange, the pink, the green. The quality on the green is not as good as the orange and the pink. So I'd say if you're looking at these, pass on this one. Maybe try these two. I have the Pastel Lilac and the Mint. These aren't bad, but I don't love them like I wish I did. And then the only big one I have is the Desert Dusk. Next is another brand that I don't support anymore, but I still have these in my collection. My views on this is that I paid for the product. I'm going to use it, even if I'm not going to repurchase from that person. Even though now that she's no longer in charge of the makeup, we'll see if I go back to it, but it was Kat Von D. So the Saints and Sinners. I have the Metal Matte. The Monarch. Okay, so next up to some really throwback palettes for me, because I really don't buy palettes from this brand that much anymore, but I used to love them. It's Urban Decay. So I have the original Smoked palette. As you can see, I adored this thing when I was a kid. One of the first palettes I ever bought myself was the Naked One. As you can see again, I have hit pan on multiple shades in here. I have the Jean-Michel Basquiat. If I said that correctly, I'm not sure. But I thought it was beautiful art. I loved the colors back in the day. I used to wear a lot of neutrals. I don't anymore. One that I still reach for quite a bit for more like festival things is the Urban Decay Electric. Looks like that. It is very bright, pigmented, insane. The only one I reach for kind of now is the Born to Run. I think this is their best formula they've done in a very long time. looks like this, a little messy. This one I keep for sentimental purposes. I have not reached for it in years. It is the Gwen Stefani one. This is a Christmas gift I got from my mom years and years ago. Very neutral. And then one I keep because I can't get rid of it because of the packaging is the Alice in Wonderland. Looks like this. So a couple more random like higher end brands. I have the Tarte. This is the In Bloom. The Tarteist Pro. I have the Lorac Pro 1, which I hit pan on a couple of spots. Used to love this as my neutral palette. I have the Lorac Mega Pro 4. The Ruby May Enchanted Glitter Palette. This is, I mainly use for pressed glitters when I'm doing, again, festivally ravey, like fun makeup. Okay, so now I have my ABH palettes. I used to collect ABH, I do not anymore. I was wasting money on palettes I'm not using. As you'll see, some of these have barely been touched, some have been well loved. It's back and forth. So this is the Riviera. This is one that I generally liked and wore a lot, is the Norvina. As you can see, I hit pan on that glittery purple. Sultry. Soft Glam. This is probably the one I've used the least. It's a beautiful neutral palette. I did hit pan in the shade over here. Prism. Subculture. Hit major pan on this cube color. I have a love-hate with this one, as we all know. About this palette, not about me, this is my first video, but about people's love-hate relationship with subculture. And then the palette I probably hit the pan on the most was the Modern Renaissance. As you can see, I hit pan on 5 shades, almost 6. I do have 2 of the larger palettes. This is the Norvina 1. Oof, so reflective. And the Norvina 3. This is going to be a great fall palette. Okay, so real quick, I'm gonna run through these really fast because again, I no longer support Jeffree Star, but I do want to show you what I have because it's still part of my collection. Again, I spent my money on these things. I'm going to use them. Let's go through real quick. Conspiracy. Blue Blood. Blood Sugar. I used to really love this one. I still do really like it. Again, these are things I will use in my own time because I paid for them. This is Bloodlust. My favorite back was Alien. Jawbreaker. Cremated. And Thirsty. Alright, well that's it for my eyeshadow palette collection. I think I counted about 130-ish with what I have coming in the mail and what I have now. It's very large, I know, but I've been collecting for years and years, and it is something I very much enjoy. Also, I apologize about kind of a hot mess right now. I've been cleaning all day and sweating, and I don't have makeup on a lot of parts of my face. But I will see you soon for another video.